for the people every Tuesday, 7:10. We are here. And we always come through with the exclusives.
We got
always
the best
illustrious guests.
Illustrious guests.
Right here on the For the People show. Obviously, we got our co-host right here, Kwakwan.
What's going on, guys? Kwakwan there every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You know how we do it. We're in the studio For the People show. We're bringing you guys the content, hip-hop, and culture. We do it right.
And of course,
when
we come through with the special guests, we got to come through with the real special guests. We have Mr. Michael McCrudden.
Do your research, guys, if you don't know the name.
If you don't know his stats, we got stats up right here. We got 2.2 million subs on YouTube.
Yes.
No cap.
Okay,
we
cool.
got 500 million views total.
Talk your shit.
He has cosigns from Tory Lanez,
Jeez.
Mike Will Made It,
Oh, no.
Tech Nine,
I see.
French Montana. Just to name a few. There's more.
Just a little, sprinkle a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ, of course, yeah. And then 9 of his top videos are from rappers, so that's why we have him on the show today. Mr. Michael McCrudden, thank you for coming.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden.
Damn, that's so special.
So yeah, we just wanted to have Michael in here to talk a little bit about hip hop, a little bit about YouTube, and just chop it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So we wanna go back to the beginning. We wanna talk a little bit about your first before they were famous video, which was of Jim Carrey. And you actually got to meet Jim Carrey a little bit later in your career. So what was that conversation like after having that?
I was a little worried, right? Because I didn't know this bio game would take off. I didn't know this YouTube was going to go anywhere. So I was like, I don't want this guy to know I know so much about him. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping he hadn't seen it. I actually know for a fact now he has, and I've updated it and he's seen it, and I've interviewed his sister. When I met him, though, like, I don't know who you guys idolize, but that was my childhood Jim Carrey films. So, you try and keep it cool and you try not to say too much. I think I wrapped it up in a few sentences. I'm like, I sincerely thank you for your artistry because, I wouldn't have had a childhood if it wasn't for your genius.
And they say never meet your idols, but what's your take on that? Is that true?
Honest, yeah. Well, you kind of, it's nice to leave them in a world of being a bigger being than just a person. So I would see him like, he was like, scratching his ear and he like tripped on some steps and stuff. Nice. And that's not how I wanted to see my man Jim.
Yeah.
But it also is cool to see that, they're a person just like yourself. They bleed, they hurt, whatever. Nice. It's about 4 years ago now, 5 years ago. I was on a high for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yo, if anybody knows me or nobody knows, I'm a low-key Michael McCrudden fan, super. And I followed you way back when you're at Information Overload.
Wow.
How is that transition from information? Wow. That's deep.
Wow.
How's that transition?
Nice drop, bro.
Yeah.
So I started I actually, it's funny being nostalgic here. I applied to be in this program in like 2006.
Wow.
I didn't get in.
Oh, nice.
I'm a little jealous of you boys.
We're doing well.
We're doing well.
No, it's a dope program. Yes. I've been in this entertainment industry since I was 5. I did my first act. My mom got me into acting and modeling and stuff. So I was just like another. Well, when I got on YouTube, I had been in film. I was an actor. I'd pitched shows to the CBC and HGTV and Bell Media. So I'm like putting up these YouTube videos, and I'm like, my career's over. Yeah. This is the bottom of the line. But man, then I'm putting up videos and they're getting 40,000 views, 100,000 views, 1 million views. I'm on the Dr. Phil show, and I'm like, oh, this is the next era. Yeah. So Inform Overload really taught me YouTube, taught me online culture. Really, I'm from traditional media, and it's a whole different world and a whole different ballgame. So I'm really thankful for IO for putting up with me for 3 years.
That was good. That was like, you're the most talented person on there, like, to be honest. No, Leroy was cool too.
Dude, this is crazy. You know this stuff.
Yeah. So
I've had a lot of interviews and no one's ever cited that. That's cool.
Yeah. So there are a lot of YouTube personalities out there right now, and actors and things and people that want to have a before they were famous video done on them. How does a person get a video on them? How interesting do they have to be?
I got a little Windex blowing me up at the moment. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter about, I tried to, it's evolving so fast, man.
Wait, Lil Windex is like an actual real person?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that that's a name right now.
He's a rapper. I think he's got like 500,000 here on Instagram.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
I'm not sure his SoundCloud stats.
Have you heard of Lil Toenail?
No,
Lil
not
Toenails. That's a real rapper.
Yeah?
That's like, yeah.
Oh, the names are getting out of control.
For real.
These brainstorm sessions.
Sorry, I got a fan trying to drop something off.
Okay.
I'll tell him we're at Ryerson. Come by. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like when I started out, it was a little more nostalgic. It was a little more people from the past. Jim Carrey's where I started, and I got into Biggie and Tupac, and then people are, Eazy-E, and then from there they're telling me Tech Nine, and then a few viral videos with Stitches. But anyway, now it's breaking news. It's the guys of tomorrow. I'm catching them before they really go.
Yeah.
They even blow up online.
Facts.
Yeah,
That's real. That's real.
So they a lot of them reach out to me. I reach out to them. It goes both ways. I've obviously got some clout with the 2.2 million subscribers. So I'm trying to get in contact with them. I'm trying to set up one with Lil Mayo.
Man.
Like the alien.
Yeah. But I think it's gonna be like a really no one knows that alien's backstory.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
That I would watch it.
And he just did a video with Rich the Kid. So I don't know, it's pretty interesting. And to know that like Hollywood, like people in Hollywood all know my show.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Big.
For real. Well, anyway, we're gonna hop into a little bit of music. This person has the second most viewed video on your channel. We have Bahad Bahabi with These Hoes right here on For the People.
Hey, it's your boy Lil Jon snapping my fingers right now, cause you are listening to
For the People right here on Spirit Live every Tuesday, 7:10. We have a special guest, Michael McCrudden, in the building today. And we just wanted to talk a little bit more about your YouTube celebrity and things of that nature.
You're popping.
Yeah, he's popping. He's got the clout,
Got the clout,
Exactly. So what exactly is your process when you're researching a video for before they were famous?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. Everyone's different. I always start on Instagram. Like some of the times I'm writing these scripts, and a script can take from 4 hours to 12 hours to write. Our turnover's really quick. As soon as I decide to do someone, it's going up the next day. I start on their Instagram, kind of flesh out both their professional life and their personal life, get a feel of who they are. A lot of people will leave childhood photos there. I gotta love my mom or Happy Mother's Day. So I'm kind of getting a dynamic of what's going on behind the star.
Sure.
Then man, it's just every source that you can imagine I comb through, and everything's moving to digital media, right? So I'm listening to interviews like this where people let their guard down. I'm looking at YouTube videos where they're the most shocking moments of their career. And the sourcing, before we had Fader and Double XL, and I'd be pulling a lot of information from them. But it's getting harder and harder, and the stars are becoming more and more ambiguous or they're newer to the scene. So there's not even a wiki page. There's nothing on these people, and I'm still pulling it together. It's crazy. I try and train people all the time to
That's the thing.
Yeah, and I went to Humber College. I went to a writing program, so I've fired 5 people because you get one mistake, the fans won't forgive you.
Yeah, for real.
How many people do you have on your team right now?
It's a pretty lean team of there's 4 of us full time.
Sweet.
So one guy's full time editing, one guy's my producer, so he'll do a bit of editing, he'll do a bit of writing, he'll do there's emails. I get about 50 emails a day, so he's on board for everything. And then we have a Spanish channel. So I have a girl named Aylid, and she's making original content and then translating some of the content for Spanish fans.
That's great.
Even going back to talking about your team, you had the chance to put on Azzyland, who's become a huge YouTuber right now. So what was your experience working with her?
I'm Azzyland's Jerry Heller. I discovered her. I don't know who, but she walked into my studio when I was on IO, and immediately I said, "You are a superstar." And the gaming culture, PewDiePie and all these guys killing it in the gaming world. That's what she was about, wearing a Pikachu dress. And I'm like, there's no way you will not dominate this industry. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is my first video. And I'm like, stick with me. So I put her to work, and she had a great work ethic. She's obviously just delightful human being, so positive. And I started putting her on top 5 videos because they're a little easier to make. And then we had her host a few before they're famous. and she had one with Nicki Minaj, got like 3 mil. So I'm like, yep, the star power's there. She's like walking clickbait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
It's crazy. So it was just a total dream, you know. And then she fell in love, and I was like, Big Papa, like, yo, make sure this guy's got the right intentions. And I was like dad mode on this with Keval Cop, who's like
He's got
8
10
mil.
million
Yeah.
So
he's like flown her around the world. They live, I don't know, they're in Spain right now. So she's bigger than me now. I can't. It's crazy. Yeah.
So we actually asked this question to every YouTuber we interviewed at Buffer Festival. So what is your favorite video that you've actually done?
Oh shoot, man. I don't know. I got 1,200 of them in the bank. Shoot.
It's like choosing your babies. Like you don't even know which
it moves so fast too. Sometimes like I'll get nostalgic and I'll look back to see like where I was at when I made a video and what the show was like. Oh man, I made a video on Is Birdman Gay? It got like 1.8 million, right?
Yeah.
It got 1.8 million views. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest in it. It was a combination of, conspiracy theory, fact, and humor. It was not saying it's my favorite, but I watched that recently being like, what the hell was I up to? And man, I got some big balls.
Do you ever get pressed by anybody that you've done a video on?
Stitches called me. Yo, Stitches is so tough.
What is
right?
a conversation with Stitches like? Because
what up? His voice is like he's like a dinosaur, man. He was. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I didn't talk to him directly. He talked to like a middleman, and he was like baby soft though. Hey, can we get that video taken down? It's really hurting my cred here in Miami. And
No.
Stitches is like a wash version of 6ix9ine.
Yeah. No, what I find funny about Stitches is actually like a family man. Like if you look at videos, like it's like he keeps his rap stuff there, and he's like, let me take care of my daughter, this and that.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I've also heard he's sobered up. He's off the lean.
I thought he was doing like crack and stuff. Like
he was eating $100 bills. He was
doing
trolling
some crazy stuff.
But you're right though. He paved the way for Tekashi, I think, and it's just becoming more and more like that. People jumping on different platforms. How many eyes can they get? And crazy behavior always wins.
For waves, yeah.
We have a special song that we're gonna play right now. I don't know if you remember this, but you actually did a parody of Drake's "Over." And posted that.
You're gonna play that?
Yeah, we're gonna play that. We just wanted to. What were you thinking when you were making this video?
He's like the views.
Yeah, I can take you right back to this. It was like 2009 maybe, and I'm like, I was working in film, but I wasn't doing anything creative. I'm like, I'm gonna whatever the biggest song of the summer is, I'm gonna parody it. I was waiting all summer, and I didn't think Drake's "Over" was like it's a huge hit, but like Drake's always got like. He's so consistent, and every song's always fantastic. Yeah. But that's like, there's usually songs that just dominate, like that. I guess this summer it was like Ray Shremmer and French Montana, in my opinion. But there's one song. Anyway, I didn't find one. I stuck with Drake's "Over." I'm obsessed with Tim Hortons. I thought it was a good idea. Looking back, I'm not sure.
All right, we're gonna play it right now. We have Tim Hortons' rap song by Michael McCrudden right here on For the People.
Am I after they're famous?
Canada. Let's all take a moment to show someone.
For the People, every Tuesday. You always got to repeat that. You gotta let them know it's always Tuesday, every day, every Tuesday at 7:10. We are here with Michael McCrudden from Before They Were Famous, among other ventures. And one of his ventures, one of his shows that he has on his channel is called Versus. You want to talk a little bit about that show?
Yeah, Versus. Oh man, I don't know what happened with that. There was just beef I don't know if it started with like Nelly and Drake. There's just beef in the news. I'm like, I can't do a bio on their beef. And like one of the oldest models on YouTube is Versus. And I was like, I'm gonna throw some flames in there, but make it. Oh, you know what? I actually started this back on IO Trends, and I would do Street Fighter stuff. So I'm like, I'm making it 3 rounds. I'm gonna declare a winner. Let's get into, because there's always drama in the news. There's always beef. So that's what birthed Versus. Some of them have hit, some of them haven't. It's a work in progress.
So what we want to do is a little game called This or That. So we're going to give you 2 different options of people, things, games, whatever we have, and we're gonna see which one you like the most.
Cool.
All right. So we're gonna start off with Jake Paul or Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's my boy.
Yeah.
We're friends.
I mean, he did give you the shout out.
Yeah, yeah. And I met him in person. I go to these YouTube events, and people are so stuffy and like not personable and not authentic and like maybe intimidated because I'll make a video on you, whether you like it or not. And to him, I know really showed him a love. I'm like, this kid's gonna be the next Ashton Kutcher. He's gonna kill Hollywood. But his mom emailed me like thanking me when I met him. There was about. I think he'd just given away like $5,000. There was a swarm of children dying for his attention, and I just like casually like, "Yo, man, what up?" And he like broke through the crowd, came over and like, "I really appreciate what you do. I know how much work that is. Me and my brother."
There's mutual respect there.
Yeah.
Respect the art.
So he's my boy.
That's dope. All right, so we got KSI or Comedy Shorts Gamer. Comedy Shorts Gamer.
Comedy Shorts Gamer. I'm going with.
Yeah, you want the underdog?
Yeah.
Why
I
Deji?
agree with that one.
Deji. Yeah. Okay. I'm a little questionable. I think he still lives at home with his parents.
Oh, I would.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
But I like KSI's he's smug, he's got the attitude, he's a killer. He did it first. His brother's more. If I was to hang out with a guy on a daily basis, I'd get along with Deji way more. And relatable, more down to earth. He looked like an idiot when he went after Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's looking kind of weak right now when he's like showing him boxing and he can't really do anything.
That's not gonna work out well.
I don't really know what's going on with him. TK or YB and Namir.
Oh yeah, we did a versus on these two guys. TK47. Well, he's locked away, but that was a much more interesting story for us to report. I'm just gonna give him the win here because that guy doesn't have much going for him.
Yeah,
in the future.
We'll see how that story pans out.
Keep that nigga locked up.
Drake or The Weeknd?
Oh man, Drizzy for sure. What he's done is remarkable. Drake's just the king, man. You couldn't even find a way to say a bad thing about him and what he's done for this city.
Yeah, for real.
So, The Weeknd was in an H&M commercial. That's dope as well. He's just as talented.
Yeah. They're both getting money. They're all both doing their thing.
But fuck, Drake's just well, like it's he really did so much for the city as well. Like the reputation he's built and the opportunities that are like I bet you there was someone like Cardi B would be traveling booking shows and she would maybe pass over Toronto. But now that for the last 8 years Drake's been on the scene, everyone has an identity, has a relationship with the city, has a reason to come here. They might see him.
Let's check in. Let me go to pick 6 or less.
So God bless him.
All right, acting or hosting?
Hosting.
Ooh.
Hosting?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh man, I was on
because I know you have a movie coming out soon where you play a game commentator, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. You know that. Totally. I'd given up on acting pretty early on. Man, it's long days on set. You don't get it right. The stuff. It moves too slow, and if you book a gig, you get a gig. That's great. Then what if the show doesn't get renewed? I picked hosting pretty early on. Also, I found like the most famous people in Toronto and Canada are hosts.
Yeah. That's true.
And you have a job of like every day. And it's anyway, YouTube hosting worked out for me.
Yeah.
Poutine or Montreal smoked wheat?
Dude, I've only had like one poutine in my life.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I barfed it up after like snowboarding when I was a kid, and I clogged my parents' sink.
So you have like PTSD?
Done.
Yeah.
It's done for me.
You can't do it.
So what's the other one? Montreal smoked meat?
Yeah.
Man, I grew up on like cabbage and bacon. My parents are Irish. I didn't get any of these great Canadian dishes.
Okay.
I'm going to go for neither and go Canadian pizza.
Say no more. All right, PUBG or Fortnite?
PUBG. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I don't even know what PUBG is. I just did a video on a gamer. I got to like...
Ninja?
Yeah. Fortnite I've been looking into because I'm working on the Fortnite before they were famous. I don't know what PUBG is. What is it?
It's a player unknown battleground. It's pretty much like the same thing as PUBG. It's more like realistic.
Same thing as Fortnite.
Yeah. Fortnite. Yeah. I don't know how to speak clearly.
Well, Fortnite's like I'm always excited when something changes the online community. Like man, some of them suck, like fidget spinners, Tide Pods. But then Uganda Knuckles was cool. It was funny.
Yeah,
it was interesting. It was different. Cash Me Outside did this kind of thing. So Fortnite's taking on a life of its own. The guys who own this game are obviously loving it. But the fact that I got to make it before they're famous on a video game, it's launched into the stratosphere now.
Now we have this conversation all the time. Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Ooh, I want to hear what you boys think.
So I say Cardi all the way. Like, I feel like Nicki hasn't really had a really good verse since like 2013. So I'm going with Cardi. She's fresh. She's new.
Disrespected Nicki Minaj, yo. That's because she, although she's been silent for a bit, she has a resume. Like, she's a legend.
She has a resume.
She's a legend. So
I don't deny that.
Because like it's what you can't stunt Cardi B's growth by already comparing her to Nicki Minaj because she doesn't have that time to grow into what Nicki Minaj is. So I'm saying Nicki Minaj is just a humble Cardi B.
You're the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Guys, when you asked me, I was thinking like sexually.
Oh.
Yo, Nicki.
Cardi.
Nicki, ill.
Cardi.
Cardi was a stripper. I don't.
So? And?
The aesthetic's ruined for me. Like, he threw up that poutine. Like,
the PTSD.
yeah, PTSD.
Oh no!
I'm saying Cardi.
Nicki Minaj has kept. I don't know. I've tried to dig up some dirt on her. I don't know too many guys who've got with her. Yeah. She's kind of put it on a pedestal. I'm sure Drake got in there, but they're not even letting that slip.
Yeah. It's quiet pussy.
My friends wouldn't believe it if I.
Stop. Okay. Yeah.
My friends might be like. One of my buddies has bumped into Cardi B, and she was like, "Oh, I've watched that before their famous video."
Oh,
so that makes her almost attainable.
Yeah. She see you. She's seen you.
If Offset, you're listening, she's not. But I'm just saying, almost.
And the last one we have, Scarce or Keemstar.
Is Scarce still doing his thing?
I honestly don't even know. Like I last Scarce video I watched was probably like a couple months ago.
I don't. Yeah, I think I initially. Like Scarce, hated Keemstar, hated him. I hated him. But I actually grew to. I was dating someone who was in the YouTube scene, and she's like, "But no, he's funny, and he loves it. And he's been around for so." And I don't know.
She's very extra.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the buffalo in him. I just thought he looked stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get those kind of guys.
I don't know. Talk about. Anyway, I had beef with both. Not that I had beef with them, but they don't like me because I'm kind of stepping in their territory, and I wasn't around as long as them. I'm not too sure.
I feel like you two have your own different lanes because they do more like news and stuff like that, and you're on like the biography, like the educational stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's two different.
Well, Keemstar just unblocked me from Twitter, so I think that's we're moving in the right direction.
So will we see a Keemstar versus Michael McCrudden boxing match?
Ooh,
because I want to see that right now.
Man, I get a lot. So it's funny. People in my office or people on Instagram will be like writing this. No, my staff will be telling me that they're seeing these comments, and then people will be sending me these comments. So I know he's seeing them as well. If you had to put me up in somewhere in the galaxy of YouTube creators, I'd say we'd have to be arch rivals. I couldn't. Maybe him and Scarce. I couldn't. I don't know who else you peg me against. Don't put me against Furious Pete, please.
Yeah.
Right. So
you think KSI could beat Furious Pete?
Well, Furious Pete's big.
He's huge. Yeah.
But I don't like. It doesn't mean anything, and I don't think it's good for wrestling. I don't know if it's good for like
boxing. Like
it might slow him down.
Yeah.
He can probably take a ton of hits, but I don't think he's got any idea athleticism. I don't know. He says it's a weakness, but he's still a big guy. I wouldn't want to box him. Anyway, me and Keemstar. I baited him like in December 2015. I came up with an idea. Let's brawl in the falls. It was basically me just fishing for controversy and picking a fight with the guy because I didn't really like him at the time. So I put it out there before any of this started. Yeah. I'll take big credit for that. Later got a little nervous and I took those videos down. And now the boxing thing's huge.
It's huge. Yeah, you could have cashed out.
Yeah, I doubt it'll happen. I think I'd say I'm like 6'4". He's not that.
Not that. like Kwaku said.
That was unnecessary. You need to try me in this. You happy?
I am very happy. But we're gonna go into a little bit of music. We got one of the hottest Drake songs right now. We got "Look Alive" right here on For the People.
Shoot.
For the People every Tuesday, 7:10.
Yes.
And it's been a great episode. I wish we could talk for even longer. I wish we had that 2-hour time slot, but Michael McCrudden is in the building, and we had a great conversation.
Amazing conversation.
So you wanted to...
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, so before they were famous, after they were famous, the whole type of show line is really up there, right? Have you ever thought about, or have you ever pitched the show to any broadcasters?
The broadcasters are coming to me.
Okay.
They're like, how the hell are you doing this every day?
Yeah.
I'm like, have you not watched the show? I've put on about 40 pounds. Yeah, no, I've had two big ones. I'm not going to say who. Discussions. It gets real serious with lawyers and however they want to go about it. It's also licensing. They can take the show as it is and put it up on the on television.
Oh wow.
I think it's happening. I've already the shows. There's a natural progression to get the stars in on it, which I held. Like sometimes I'll do a Skype interview, but for the most part, I've kept it lean and mean and quick. Obviously, I get the stars in on the show and take the biography to that level. Yeah. So it's a natural progression. I think it's going to happen inevitably. And television right now is really looking at us.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
That's
How are you guys doing
New
this?
media.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
So I just want to say thank you for coming through.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had any like social media that you wanted to plug, anything you want to plug right now is the time.
Type in Google before they're famous. 100%. It's going to lead you to me. And I don't know. Subscribe.
Yeah. That's it.
All right.
Oh, shot myself out?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Kwaku on air. The Kwaku is spelled Kwaku. If you can't spell on air, I don't need that negativity in my follows. So you guys know how to reach me.
Yeah. And then it is Jaden __ Burton, DJ for the People. I want to thank you all for listening. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Before They Were Famous. Yeah. And right now we have the hottest song in the city right now. We got Walk It, Talk It, Drake featuring Migos. We'll be back next week.
Walk it, talk it. Hey.